Now the week 4 challenges just came out, and for them you must destroy collector cases over at the collection, deal damage within 10 seconds of bouncing off an umbrella at Sweaty Sands, hack Stark robots at Stark Industries, and then destroy 20 gatherers while after dealing 10,000 damage with their remains, which personally speaking I find is next to impossible, especially if you don't know what you're doing, unless of course you follow the overpowered strategy that I'll cover, on top of several other difficult challenges. Alright, so next up I'm going to go over how to destroy 3 collector cases over at the collection. And of course for this challenge you're probably curious exactly where is the collection. This is a pretty big Fortnite map. You must destroy a collection, then you also got to know what the collector cases are. I mean, that's confusing, but don't worry everyone, that is why we are here. Now we're heading down over here, you can see retail rows, over here. And we also have Caddy Corner just sitting there, players going to each of those locations. But do not worry about those players, because where we're actually going is this thing right over here. This is in fact the collection. Nice little area with these rifts and stuff like that around. Now as you can probably tell, this is a kind of odd area. Like, I mean, look at these things. I'm not entirely sure what this is. It's just kind of creepy. But as you can see, there are these cases like the museum around this XP coin. You can see these eggs. You can see a wheel, a chest, and things like that. Anyway, as you all know, you need to destroy 3 collector cases. Now, you may wonder what they are. I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious. There are these things right up here, as you can see. Completely brutal, destroying a lot of ammo boxes. Okay. But yep, there's just a couple of them around. I mean, yeah, just smash this glass over here. Destroy these things right at the bottom. And they'll destroy 3 collector cases overall, as long as you know where this is. It is located right up here on the map. It's all that simple. Completing this challenge will be nothing but a breeze to complete. So next up we're going to cover how to deal damage within 10 seconds of bouncing off an umbrella over its Sweaty Sands, which is actually pretty challenging unless you know the best way of completing the challenge, which of course we'll cover now. And then after, I'll briefly cover the quickest way to hack Stark robots at Stark Industries, followed by an absolutely insane strategy for destroying 20 gatherers while after dealing 10,000 damage with their remains. Now this challenge is just crazy, next to impossible if you don't know this very specific strategy, which obviously I'll cover, so be sure to stick around. Oh yeah, and then after that I'll cover the simple, though best way for completing the rest of your week 4 challenges insanely fast. Oh yeah, and if you want to learn how to complete your challenges fast, level up quickly, and improve at all sorts of Fortnite things, be sure to subscribe and notifications so you don't miss out on anything. I'm trying to get to my goal of 50,000, and the far majority of you actually aren't subscribed, and if you all did subscribe, we could actually hit it right now, so I mean, please subscribe, I'd appreciate it a lot. Alright, now for this challenge, you're pretty obviously going to want to go to Sweaty Sands, because you kind of have to be at Sweaty Sands for this challenge. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. Anyway, as you can probably tell flying in, you're going to need to know where the umbrellas are so you can bounce off an umbrella, and then deal damage. As in flying in, they're all over by this hotel right over here. Now I'd recommend hot drop, of course, so players are always going here, bus flies right over it. Grab a gun early on like this, SMG right over here. Then you want to make your way down, probably using one of these umbrellas. Try not to die because it's taking a while to record this video. Okay, there we go, but make things a lot more difficult, of course. Anyway, at this point, you're going to want to probably get some mats. Of course, try things like bookshelves and this thing over here. It gives you a fair amount of mats, hopefully early on, just like that. Now, once you have a gun and once you have some mats, here's the tricky part over here. You're going to need to lure a player to this general area, maybe somewhere down there, so you can deal damage to them while after bouncing off an umbrella. Alright, looks like there's a fight going over here on the beach, which is perfect. Between 2 bots, too, a lot of bots to go Sweaty Sands, so you want to make sure to take advantage of that. Anyway, I think at this point it's pretty obvious, just jump up here, do a little bit of bouncing on these umbrellas just like this, then walk up to this guy, and then look for him and shoot him just like that. I mean, it's all pretty simple. As long as it's a hot drop, there'll be a lot of players coming here to complete this challenge, because everyone wants to complete this challenge. And of course, as long as you're playing Sweaty Sands, as long as you're careful, dealing 100 damage after jumping off an umbrella shouldn't be too hard to complete at all. Alright, so next up we'll really quickly cover how to easily hack 5 Stark robots over at Stark Industries. I know this challenge is pretty mundane, but stick around because after that we'll cover a must-watch method for destroying 20 gatherers and then dealing 10,000 damage with their remains, followed by the best way for completing the rest of the week 4 challenges super quickly and super easily. Now when we're at Stark Industries, you can see there's a lot of players here. I'll land it when it's a cold drop, so you don't, die to all these guys, but you want to be very careful. There seem to be a couple of bots. But anyway, we're going to land it over this garage right over here because there's a Stark robot just like this, along with an item spawn. You want to knock him just like this. You do need to take care of 5 of these guys. All you want to do is walk up to them and of course hack them. Same when you shake them down, it's all pretty easy. Of course, over here on the map, as you can see, Stark Industries, all the Stark robots are found over in this big building over here. There are of course a couple around and stuff like that, but this one big building is the best area to go to. Be sure to do this in game as solos because in Team Rumble, Stark robots simply won't spawn. Now there are a lot of players, this is a hot drop. Now go here when it's a cold drop, obviously, because there are a lot of players here, but I want to show you guys the worst case scenario that you can still do this. Anyway, we're in here, over here, gotta be really careful. Stark robots up here, Stark robots down here. And then if you do head down over here, just to the right, by this Midas guy over here, there are more Stark robots that will spawn, though I think there's also a player who's trying to kill me. Let's just leave his loot now to take care of these Stark robots. Anyway, in here, as you can see, there are a couple that spawn. There are a couple that spawn up here in this area. Take care of them just like this. They do a lot of damage, so you gotta be really careful to take care of them. You don't need to see me do this 5 times. It's all pretty easy, and of course, as long as you know where Stark Industries is, and of course, where to find these robots, this challenge will be an ease to complete. Right, so now on to the point that you've all been waiting for, how to destroy 20 gatherers and then deal 10,000 damage with their remains, which honestly is just stupid difficult. But of course, don't leave after that, because following will cover the best way for completing the rest of your challenges without breaking a sweat. This challenge is actually pretty confusing, one of the hardest challenges I've ever seen. It's taking me forever to just figure out how it works, so definitely be sure to pay close attention. Now for this, as you can probably tell, you're going to want to be in a game of solos for this. That is because you actually must go look for a gorger. Now, if you're like me, you're probably curious, exactly what is a gorger? Well, they are these metal beam things, I think from the Avenger or something like that just rotate around the map. It makes no sense, but there's only one of them every single game, and of course, regular game of solos, so you're going to want to be very careful when finding one. So now from my understanding, when you're actually in a game, possibly the best way of finding one is to wait until your bus is towards the middle of the map, and then obviously jump out of the battle bus just like this. Now there are two ways of finding it. Number one, you can actually just deploy your glider, wait up here, and wait for a quick red beam that's going to come at one part of the map, and that'll tell you exactly where the gorger is. Or number two, you can find a chopper, get some loot, and then just fly on the name locations to look to where to find one. Okay, now sadly this round, I wasn't able to find where the red beam is. You can do this if you want, but I haven't found success in like doing the strategy, so maybe you just want to go strategy number two, which is our backup plan over here, which is to go over here, grab a helicopter, which thankfully spawned. It'd be a bit of an issue if someone stole it, which this guy's going to do right now, so we have to be pretty discreet about this. Alright, there we go. We have the helicopter. What we're going to do is go get a gun and then fly around the map over the outskirts and name locations to look to where to find this pillar. Of course, first, this is incredibly crucial. Be sure to find yourself a weapon or two, probably get full shield if possible, get a fair amount of mats, and get yourself a fair amount of ammo, because these things, they are pretty deadly, and you definitely don't want to die from them, because they actually are pretty hard to find, so you're only going to have one shot when it actually comes to destroying these gatherers. Either way, what we have now should be enough for the demonstrational purposes of this challenge. Alright, there you go. For some reason, they always seem to spawn by holly hedges. I don't know why, so I recommend you land at this chopper right over here, as you can see right there. I'm flying to holly hedges, because this is the second game in a row I found at holly hedges, plus the video I found online. So holly hedges in this general area it is. So yeah. Anyway, we're at a distance now. There are other players here, so you gotta be very careful. Of course, shoot at this thing to get its attention, because it's gonna come and try and kill you. So, you know, you gotta be really careful of this thing. Build a wall, maybe. But these things are actually gonna spawn gatherers. So as you can see, right over here, these gatherers are falling out. What you're gonna do, go up and destroy these things. They're also gonna try and kill you, by the way. So after that, you want to go up here, pick up this before it falls. There you go. You got the gatherer. Okay, from here, you're doing better now. You're coming closer. So what you got to do is you have to destroy 20 of these gatherers. Yeah, 20 of them, they're a lot. Keep in mind, they explode. That's a problem. So you got to be really careful here. Oh, nope. I made a mistake. That's a problem. Anyway, once you actually destroy these gatherers, hopefully I can do it again for the purpose of showing you guys what to do. Come on. All right, there we go. So once you destroy these gatherers, you want to pick it up before it explodes, and then you want to shoot this guy right over here. So 37 damage, 37 damage, 37 damage, 37 damage. We're dealing quite a bit of damage to this guy with these gatherers. Keep in mind, you don't need to kill this guy. You'll be fine, because these guys are going to come and kill you. But don't worry, I have a solution to that too, so you don't die like me. Now here's what you want to do. Play with a squad. The 10,000 damage you must deal, that is with party assist, meaning if everyone on your team starts dealing damage to the Gorger guy, you'll get credit for everything that they do. So you must have a full squad, because as you see, there are a lot of players going to come and start shooting at these Gorger things, and you're not going to want to die to them. Of course, after you actually must destroy the 20 gatherers yourself, your team's going to help you with that. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. That's great and all, but I don't have like 3 friends to play with. You know, a lot of my friends quit playing Fortnite forever ago. Don't worry, here's the deal. Feel free to make friends down in the comments below, like tell your username and all for friends to help me with this challenge or whatever and stuff like that. And I'll be going through and hearting all the comments that I see of those who are looking for friends to play with to help all of you out. But overall, as long as you know what to do and have a strong team to play with, though it might take a while, you should be able to complete this challenge. So now on to the best way for completing the rest of your challenges, including how to search 7 chests of SLURPY Swamp, deal 500 damage to opponents that see me stacks in the Authority, and then get 3 eliminations at Weeping Woods. Now all of this is really easily explained, no need for showing it. For the deal damage in the elimination challenges, just head to a hot drop like what I did with Sweaty Sands, and then finish up the last challenge where it's really safe and Team Rumble, which is just super powerful, completing really all of your challenges, because in it you can respawn. Now if I helped you out and you want to learn how to complete your challenges fast, level up quickly, and improve at all sorts of Fortnite things, be sure to subscribe with notifications and help us hit 50,000, because most of you guys aren't subscribed and we could hit it this very second if you all did, and then click here to learn how to level up crazy quick this season. But that's all for now, and I'll see you all later.